Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I may request permission of Chair Respectable Shoaib Sultan Khan. May we start today's procession? Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let us praise in the name of Lord, the most merciful, the most magnificent. Jazakallah. Peace be upon him, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who guide us the right ways of life. Now may I request you all to rise for national anthem. I request you be seated, please. Thank you. Honorable Chief Guest Begum, Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan, foreign dignitaries, respected faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. On this auspicious occasion, Akhter Hameed Khan Centennial Celebration Lecture 2014, I would like to say many thanks to all respected guests who have come here to join, participate, and share the vision and path-breaking thoughts of Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan. I am Khushbakht Abbas, news producer at Capital TV. I will honored to be master of this ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, today's tribute consists of two sessions. First session, Akhter Hameed Khan's memorial lecture, theme on effectiveness of community participation, followed by second session where Akhter Hameed Khan Book Award will be ceremonized. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Sartaj Aziz, Advisor to Prime Minister of Pakistan. It is indeed a privilege to have Begum Akhter Hameed Khan as guest of honor. Respectable Shoaib Sultan Khan, Chair of AHKRC and Rural Development Support as Chair of Event. We are honored to have Engineer Muhammad Shahid, Prorector Planning and Resources at National University of Sciences and Technology, as our chief guest of Akhter Hameed Khan Book Award ceremony. We are glad the presence of Professor Ghulam Mathur, Chair Department of Philosophy and Religion, Interdisciplinary Studies Professor, Graduate Faculty, School of Law at Monmouth University, New Jersey, United States of America. An Ambassador, Arshadullah Khan, to pay tribute from Rotary Club, International, Islamabad Metropolitan. Honorable guest, I would like to request on respected Shoaib Sultan Khan for welcome remark and to enlighten us all with his golden words. Please welcome Mr. Shoaib Sultan Khan. Thank you, sir.
Begum Akhter Hameed Khan is on her way and she'll be here in a moment. Chief guest, Mr. Taj Aziz, keynote speaker, Dr. Ghulam Mathur, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a matter of great pleasure for us that Begum Akhter Hameed Khan has kindly taken the trouble to be present amongst us this morning. She'll be here in a moment. I feel great pleasure and honor in extending a very warm welcome to Professor Ghulam Mathur, who had come all the way from the United States at his own cost to deliver the Akhter Hameed Khan Centennial birthday celebration lecture. We're really grateful. We could not have been more fortunate in having a chief guest than Mr. Sartaj Aziz. My association with him dates back nearly 3 decades, when he first came from Rome to visit AKRSP, where he was vice president of IFAD. In him, I have found a true believer in social mobilization, and his support to rural support programs has not wavered. I only wish there were some more ministers and advisors like him in government. I am especially grateful to Rector NUST Engineer Muhammad Asghar and Pro-Rector Irfan Akhtar for hosting the lecture and sincerely taking up the concept of establishing a School of Social Sciences to widely disseminate the valuable legacy left by Akhter Hameed Khan countrywide. When I look back on my 83 years of life, including over 61 years of working life, I find it a bundle of coincidences, and one of the most far-reaching coincidences was my chance meeting in 1959 with Akhter Hameed Khan in the Green Arrow train, which used to ply between Chittagong and Dhaka. I was Assistant Commissioner of Brahmanbaria, a subdivision of Kumilla district, in the then East Pakistan, and Khan Sahab was the director of the newly established Pakistan Academy for Rural Development in Mahatma Gandhi's Abhoya Ashram at the district headquarters. Khan Sahab chose my subdivision as the field orientation area for the Academy's newly inducted faculty holding PhD degrees from the American universities. When Khan Sahab succeeded in persuading his erstwhile colleagues in the ICS, Indian civil service, as you know, it was the steel framework of the British Empire. His colleagues used to call him a fool, but a good fool. And they agreed to revamp the colonial law and order administration into a development administration on his advice. Khan Sahab requested the provincial chief secretary to lend my services to the academy for a fortnight to help in drawing up a training course for the civil servants chosen to man the newly created post of additional deputy commissioners development in each district. It was a most rewarding experience for me to have spent those days under his tutelage in 1961, although I was transferred to West Pakistan, having completed my tenure in the Eastern Wing, but Khan Sahab remained in my thoughts all the time. In 1972, when I got myself appointed to Pakistan Academy for Rural Development, Peshawar, I persuaded Khan Sahab to visit me before going to Michigan State University, where he had been invited to take up a job as a professor, having got displaced from Comilla in the wake of separation of the Eastern Wing.
Thank you, Honorable Mr. Sartaj Aziz Saab. We are honored to hear from a personality who had personally known Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request Shoaib Sultan Khan, Chair of Akhter Hameed Khan Resource Center, to present AHKRCS souvenirs.
Now I would request respectable Shoaib Sultan Khan to present the AHKRC souvenir to
Let the guest
Mr.
of honor
Sartaj
present
Aziz.
everything. I'll give it to him.
Okay. You will present to Mr. Sartaj Aziz.
I have to give it to you. The rest of the shields will be given by Sartaj, not me.
Now respectable Sartaj Aziz will present the shield to Dr. Ghulam Motabar. I would request Mr. Irfan Akhter to come on stage to receive his shield. Mr. Irfan Akhter is a Pro-Rector Finance and Investment of NUST. I would also request Mr. Irfan Akhter to receive the shield for Mr. Engineer Mohammad Shahid, Pro-Rector, PNR NUST. I would request Dr. Rashid Badwa to receive his souvenir. I would request Mr. Rumi S. Hayat to receive his souvenir. Mr. Rumi Hayat is the chairman of Akhter Hameed Khan Resource Center and the chief executive officer of Institute of Rural Management. I would request Dr. Aisha Khan, director of the Research and Development Solutions, to receive her shield. I would request Mr. Nadeem Akbar, Director AIPS, to receive his shield. He is not in the country. Mr. Ghulam Rasool will receive the shield for Nadeem Akbar. Now Ms. Shandana Khan, as Chief Executive Officer of Rural Support Program Network, will receive her shield. I would request Mia Shokat Masood and Ambassador Ishadullah Khan to receive the shield for Rotary Club of Islamabad Club Metropolitan.
I would like to request Ms. Fakhra Khanam, Chief Executive Officer, Honorary of AHKRC, to receive the shield.
Now Mr. Irfan Akhter will present the souvenir to Begum Akhter Hameed Khan.
We feel so honored in presence of Shoaib Sultan Khan Saab, Chair of AHKRC, Engineer Muhammad Shahid, Prorector Planning and Resources at National University of Sciences and Technology, Dr. Zarina Salamat, Vice President of Council of Social Sciences, and Mr. Irshadullah Khan from Rotary Club of Islamabad Metropolitan. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Dr. Nadeem Umar Tarar, Executive Director of Council of Social Sciences of Pakistan, to introduce and announce Akhter Hameed Khan Book Award.
Honorable Irshadullah Saab, Honorable Shoaib Sultan Saab, Honorable Engineer Muhammad Shahid Saab, and Honorable Dr. Zarina Salamat, the distinguished guests sitting on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present this ceremony to you. And this book award, which COS has instituted with the close cooperation of NRSP and Aga Khan Resource Center. Before we begin, I hope many of you would know about the contributions of Council of Social Sciences in Pakistan, a body of eminent social scientists established in 2000. Since then, for the past 14 years, Council has been actively pursuing the goal of promotion of social sciences in Pakistan, a goal which is yet to be accomplished. The kind of role that the social sciences has to play in order to actually respond to the challenges facing Pakistani society is really yet to be accomplished. So what we need to do is to have a greater attention on social sciences, on the promotion of social sciences, getting social science together, and also acknowledging the efforts of all those people who have worked on the broader area of social sciences, whether they are, let's say, engineers who are contributing to the promotion of the knowledge about society based on their experience, or they are scientists who have an interest in what you call, let's say, sociology of science. So I think Council offers a wide spectrum to all of you to come be part of our activities. And with this, I would briefly tell you about this award. This Akhter Hameed Khan Memorial Award was instituted to honor the contribution of the legendary social worker, the great Akhter Hameed Khan Saab, who had given his lifetime in actually bringing about a much desired social change in Pakistan. From all over the country, his contributions are warmly acknowledged. And as I said earlier, with the close cooperation and generous support of NRSP and Akhter Hameed Khan Resource Center, who have donated a sum of rupees 50,000 for an annual book award, which is called Akhter Hameed Khan Memorial Award. This award will hold the name and the contribution of the eminent personality in perpetuity. And year after year, we are hunting for the books which really kind of rhyme with the spirit and the name of the contributions made by Akhter Hameed Khan Saab. Now, so far we have identified these 4 areas: rural and urban development, peace and human security, poverty alleviation, and gender discrimination. Most of the book awards have gone to this rural and urban development, number 5, 5 of these, peace and human security 1, poverty alleviation 2, and gender discrimination 1. Now, this is the 9th book award which we proudly present today. And those of you, I think many of you would be interested. Now, this is the book by Sayyid Ali Naqvi Saab, which has been selected for the book award, which is titled, here is it, Indus Water and Social Change, the Evolution and Transition of Agrarian Societies in Pakistan. Now, this is coming from an engineer who have a vast experience of actually working with the communities who were affected by the water resource management. And I think, coming from somebody who has actually worked from within the, machinery which is managing water, which is irrigation, I think his insight into the process of social change, which has been brought about by, Indus waters. Indus waters been flowing for over a millennia. And the kind of changes that has taken place through the water management has been captured in this book. And it is probably it has a bigger scope that you could ever imagine. It talks about changes taking place in the society over a millennia. So I think it's a very valuable contribution which we would like to celebrate. And with these words, I think it is now the time to request Begum Akhter Hameed Khan to present this award to the author. Sadly, the author is currently in New York, is not able to come to receive this award, and he has requested Mr. Shoaib Sultan Saab, who is his longtime friend, and also wrote a very glowing remark on the book jacket about this book. I think he's eminently qualified to receive this honor on the author's behalf. With these words, I invite Begum Hameed Khan. No, so she will, all right. So I'm just been told that our Pro-Rector NUST, Engineer Mohammed Shahid Saab, will present this award on behalf of Council of Social Sciences to Mr. Shoaib Sultan. Where's the award? So I would request you to, sort of stand aside and, share this.
Where are the 50,000 rupees?
Thank you very much indeed, Shoaib Sultan Saab, Engineer Mohammed Shahid Saab.
Won't have the book?
What about the book?
Yes.
Do you want to know more about the book? Or?
Yes, of course.
Please, it's here.
Greatest copy of the book.
Yes.
For the university also.
Yes, so we will present you a couple of more copies. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the brief ceremony and thank you for your generous attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nadeem Umar Tare, for letting us know about the achievements of Council of Social Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted the presence of our honorable chief guest, Engineer Mohammed Shahid, Prorector of Planning and Resources at NUST, to share his feeling on this auspicious event. Please welcome Mohammed Shahid.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ambassador Irshadullah, Mr. Shoaib Sultan Khan, Dr. Zarina Salamat, respected guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm really honored today to be with you on this great occasion of Akhter Hameed Khan's Centennial birthday celebration organized by Akhter Hameed Khan Resource Center, Council of Social Sciences of Pakistan, and of course, National University of Sciences and Technology. On this occasion, it is befitting to take in view the philosophy and approach of Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan, who strived for development and implemented the participatory development model at the community level, which has been recognized internationally as a model for effectively addressing poverty and ensuring sustainable development. But let me digress from this written piece which I've got. And for me, actually, any great achievement by any human starts from inner development. It manifests outwards only when we see what that man or a person has gone through, what was his experiences of life, what inspired, what motivated him, what took him to the levels where he achieved something beyond imagination of a common man. Dr. Hameed was born, as most of you may be already knowing, in Agra, 1914. His father was a police inspector. a learned family. And at a very early age, his mother put him to read Hali, Iqbal, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and no less than Maulana Rumi. Now you can well imagine the grooming and the subconscious development of Dr. Hameed at an early age when he read all these eminent scholars, Sufis, and philosophers of the time. So in 1930, he was educated at Agra College in English and History. In 1932, he went to Meerut College, again studying English, history, and philosophy. In 1934, he did masters, and in 1936, he joined the coveted Indian Civil Service and was sent on training to Cambridge, UK. In 1943, he was serving Indian Civil Service as collector of revenue and was serving in East Bengal when it was struck by a great famine. And seeing the condition and the prevailing environment, he quit the Indian Civil Service. And I quote, and he said, "If I did not escape while I was young and vigorous, I will forever remain in this trap and terminate as a bureaucrat bigwig." He further said, "I followed the advice of old Sufi and sages and tried to curb my greed, my pride, and aggression, which resulted that fear, anxieties, and conflicts, they diminished." And let me add over here, which may be not known to many people, that for the next 2 years, from 45 to 47, he worked as a laborer and a locksmith with all the education he had in a village near Aligarh. And from 1947 to 50, he taught again at a school, at a college, Islamia College, Delhi. And then he moved to Pakistan in 1950, and from 50 to 58 was posted to East Pakistan. And while serving there in Comilla, he envisaged a program which later on is called Comilla Model, in which he in fact worked at the grassroots level to improve the living standard and income of the people living there through a cooperative approach. And having done that successfully, the events, traumatic events of 1971, he left for Pakistan. The project somehow other withered away. But then when he came back, he again took up teaching profession, and later on, he developed the famous Orangi pilot project, in which it was a squatter, a slum, in which after 71, and there was an influx of people from all areas of erstwhile East Pakistan, also other parts of the country. It was a small area housing 1 million people. And through the grassroots level, through the cooperative approach, he was able to develop sanitation at a very low cost from the people who lived there. Wouldn't have been possible otherwise. No government funding was available. And this Orangi pilot project became a flagship project in itself and became a renowned project to be emulated worldwide. It had three main features. One was a training and development, research and development institute. There was a trust for microfinance. And then, of course, there was another part to it in which people could, in the form of a cooperative, work together. So what I mean to say is, going through the complete life cycle of Dr. Akhter Hameed, you see he was first inspired and motivated because he developed his inner self. He actually became sensitized to the needs of the people, the requirement of society. Today we talk of development. We only look towards the outward development. We look at the factors of development and indices in brick and mortar. However, I feel the human development side is equally important. And people who actually achieve great height have first to go through this subconscious level of inner development, which will motivate them, which will sensitize them, which will open the eye in the heart to understand, feel the misery, sufferings of the ailing humanity. Well, having said that, I will talk about a little about this university also, taking this opportunity. We at NUST very, very strongly feel that the role of universities has changed, and now universities are not mere centers of dishing out papers, degrees, certificates, which are just to get jobs for the students who enter the university. Apart from teaching and learning, there is a very important facet to universities now, and that is to indulge in research and development. But what type of research and development? Should that research and development benefit the ones sitting in the West? Because most of us have been educated from the labs and problems confronting the developed world, or should we innovate, rediscover, and focus our development and research efforts to the problems of our country, our society, the people around us, and therefore justify the existence of the amount invested in our education institutions through public money so that we give back to the country, to give back to the society. So in this respect, now NUST has taken a number of initiatives. The first one is that we have started community service as a compulsory subject in all undergrad programs. Our students, they go out and they serve the community around them. We have entered into various MOUs, understandings. And let me give you an example. We call the federal education institutions, all the heads over here within the university, and ask them, what do they want? And most of them, they said, we teach physics and chemistry, we don't have a lab. So we made a mobile lab in our university. And now we intend taking that lab, along with experiments, to all these schools and colleges, and make sure that those basic concepts, which are only taught theoretically, are practically understood by the younger lot who study in these underprivileged schools and colleges. Not only that, we are also working with Red Crescent of Pakistan to develop projects in the field of education, health. We regularly indulge in blood donations, eye camps, any other initiative which is going to serve the community, we are open to that. Our club is very vibrant in that area. Secondly, NUST wants to promote entrepreneurship. We want our students to become job givers, to start companies, and in that, I'm very happy to report that our incubation center now houses 30 companies who are generating a revenue of well over $2 million a year. Youngsters taking their final projects, developing them through their professional skills into a marketable business plan, and then touching the world all around and marketing these products up to USA, Australia, or wherever there's a demand. It has given us a lot of self-confidence. It's an incubator which is actually a first blood. It's an incubator which is spurring growth in the rest of the universities. We want all the universities in Pakistan to have these incubators so as to have a snowball effect. In order to induct new incubatees, we hold a competition by the name of Discover. It's a competition in which entrepreneurship ideas are judged across Pakistan. There are about 1,800 students who participate. Last year, there were 350 ideas. This year, it's going to be even more. We have added one more facet to it this year, and that is social entrepreneurship. We're going to have a new category this year, social entrepreneurship, so that students come up with ideas in which they benefit the society also, and in the process, develop businesses also. And finally, it boils down to one factor, and that is that any university should, in fact, which under one roof has so many different professors with PhDs in varied disciplines, they should get together. And they should become, in fact, a think tank. Universities should be think tank. The world is heading towards multidisciplinarity. Any engineer, if produces any item for that matter, a mobile phone, you need a bankable business plan. But the most important thing is, it's the human being, it's a person who is supposed to use it. So therefore, we realize the importance. We moved over from an engineering university, we moved towards the business school, and finally we realized that we must complete the circle. And there we are now, going to open a school of social sciences. So therefore, any engineering input would require input from social sciences also, because it's a society which is supposed to benefit. So that's how we are all summing it up together, putting it together to serve the community. We wish that this country, which has immense talent, we really at times wonder why we lack. The youngsters, NUST, let me share with you, picks up the best of the best. And these youngsters are out of the world. Their capabilities are immense. Their talents flow like anything. It's only that we need to give them leadership. We need to give them guidance. We need to give them the models, the role models like Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan. And there will be many more Orangi pilot projects. Let's hope for the same. I thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Engineer Mohammad Shahid Saab, to share your generous feeling for Akhter Hameed Khan Saab and letting us know about the prominent achievements of National University of Science and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you Rotary International, an oldest community service organization. We are delighted to have Mr. Ishadullah Khan to present a tribute to Akhter Hameed Khan, Service Above Self. Please welcome Mr. Ishadullah Khan, past President of Rotary Club, Islamabad Metropolitan.
Our living legend, Shoaib Sultan Khan Saab, Chairman, AHKRC and RSPN, who is a role model, has been a role model for me all my life. Members of NUST, ladies and gentlemen, first, let me start on the lighter side. Today I've been called many times ambassador. Well, I'm not an ambassador. I was never in the Foreign Service. My younger brother, Ahsanullah Khan, was ambassador, and he was also Minister of Petroleum. I'm simply Irshadullah Khan. I went as a Rhodes Scholar to Oxford in 1963, and I'm chairman of 3 companies. So this will define that I'm not an ambassador.
More than an ambassador.
I've come on behalf of the Rotary Club of Islamabad Metropolitan to tell you how our work also is connected directly with the great man whose centennial birthday we're celebrating today, Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan Sahab. There are 1.2 million Rotarians in the world, all engaged in work which is basically to help the weak and the poor and the deprived. I'd like to know the guiding principles of Rotary. These principles have been developed over the years to provide Rotarians with a strong common purpose and direction. They serve as a foundation for our relationships with each other and the action we take in the world. What are the objectives of Rotary? The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster, first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Like you all are sitting here, this is a part of development of acquaintance for possibly future service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. This is already what you have said, what you're already doing in NUST. I've had a relationship with NUST for about 20 years. I was a close friend of General Shujaat Hussain. And we used to discuss in Pindi this coming up of this university. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. We have a 4-way test to define our lives. The 4-way test is a non-partisan and non-sectarian ethical guide for Rotarians to use for their personal and professional relationships. The test has been translated into more than 100 languages, and Rotarians recite it at club meetings of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? A lot has already been said about the great Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan already by eminent speakers who came here, and particularly by that very stirring address of the chair of this meeting today. Unless we take care of the poor, which is what Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan wanted to do. When he came back from Cambridge and became a laborer, he wanted to learn and know the hearts of the poor, how they think, how they feel, how they work. What are their yearnings? And unless we take care of the yearnings of the poor of Pakistan today, in the same way as the great Akhter Hameed Khan dreamt of, this country cannot change. We have at that moment a fight going on, which is away from the Sufi teachings of Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan. We have the Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and now the IS killing people all over the country, aiming to subjugate the whole world to their own thinking. And their own thinking is not what Islam teaches us. Respect for life, where Islam says that if you save one life, is the highest reward you can get. And if you kill one person, there is no forgiveness for that. Well, we moved away from that part of Islam in a country that calls Islam, country which calls Islam Islamic, to a war that is going on right now, where a fantastic army is fighting to eradicate that menace. But why has this menace arisen? It has largely to do with poverty. I remember the story of Akhter Bibi, you might have read in the newspapers last year. She had 3 children, 3 small children. Her husband was in and out of jobs, and she had children aged 3, 2, and 6 months. So she took a house job. But the owners of that house felt that, well, she cannot do the work because she has a 6-month-old baby. So she was thrown out. So she went to her mother-in-law and she said, I've had enough of this life. I want to put an end to it. And her mother-in-law said, things will change. The next day, she went with her 3 children and stood before an oncoming train, and they all died. We read again and again in the newspapers of people taking their lives because of poverty. Children are, people in Fatah and that area are selling their sons 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs to become suicide bombers, so that money can support the rest of the family. We've reached that stage. And unless we eradicate poverty, unless we create jobs, unless we look after the poor, unless we understand the poor, Pakistan can go nowhere. This 100-year birthday celebration, therefore, today, is more important than ever, because it recognizes a man who believed in all this. How to take care of the poor, how to look after the poor, how to communicate with the poor, how to change their lives, how to create a livelihood for them. And unless we do this with sincerity of purpose throughout Pakistan, with singularity purpose throughout Pakistan, we as a nation cannot move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shadullah Khan. The word of tribute truly represents the gesture of Rotary International, and we admire the inspiring style statement. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request Engineer Muhammad Shahid, Director, PNR, to represent NUST souvenirs. Please, sir, do the honors. Interdisciplinary Studies Professor, Graduate Faculty at Monmouth University of USA. I would like to request to Mohammad Shahid Saab to present NUST Shield to Shoaib Sultan Khan Saab, Chair of AHKRC. Thank you, sir.
I would like to request Shoaib Sultan Khan Saab to present AHKRC Shield to Engineer Mohammad Shahid.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request Mr. Rumi Said Hayat, Vice Chairman, AHKRC, to throw light on what we have observed today in this memorial Akhter Hameed Khan Centennial Birthday Celebration Lecture. Please welcome Rumi Said Hayat for formal vote of thanks.
Engineer Mohammad Shahid Saab, Irshadullah Khan, Irfan Akhtar, Dr. Zarina, Shoaib Sultan Khan. I see Anwar Rashid, Director OPP from Karachi. Distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum. Every year we celebrate Akhter Hameed Khan's birthday, as we are perennially guided by his experiences and his teaching. Sorry for the disturbances. Guided by his experiences and his teaching, today we are celebrating a journey of 100 years. For those of us who have worked with the communities in rural development, we recognize that the foundation of work and work ethics are based on Khan Saab's teaching. We are also recognize that our own inspiration, Shoaib Sultan Khan, is inspired by Dr. Akhter Hameed Khan. Some of us present here today know that Akhter Hameed Khan well and had the opportunity to work with him. Others may not know him that well. However, the principles that he stood for and the very simple and practical advice that he gave us has been the basis of the work that many of us have been involved, some from as far as 1960s. On behalf of the Akhter Hameed Khan Resource Center, National University of Science and Technology, Council of Social Sciences, the Rural Support Program, Institute of Rural Management, American Institute of Pakistan Studies, and the Rotary International, I would like to thank you all for joining us today to pay a tribute to the legend. I would also like to thank respectable Sartaj Aziz Sahab, who was here in the first session, for giving us insight into Khan Saab's life and the contribution he made. We are also honored that Professor Ghulam Motaber joined us all the way from another continent and traveled thousands of miles to share the moments with all of us. And I'm especially thankful to Rector NUST Engineer Muhammad Asghar for hosting this event. Let us all congratulate NUST and Akhter Hameed Khan Organizing Committee on making this event such a big success. It is important, and finally it's important to be reminded of the principles and values that Akhter Hameed Khan stood for. And this ceremony is a reminder of that, and we vote to continue following those principles and the values in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rumi Hayat Saab. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, the prominent AHKRC National University of Social Sciences and Technology, Council of Social Sciences. I would like to pay many thanks to be a part of here and be here and participate and share the vision of Akhter Hameed Khan's. I would like to say and close the ceremony, it would be very wrong if I boast that I did this or that. I merely observe a lot of things, then founded supporting institution, but the people did the work. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Really enjoyed it.